Our beloved 8% Hard AF Seltzer is now live in over 1,200 locations across the United States. We're now available in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, North Carolina, Ohio, and Texas. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, enter your city or zip, and find the nearest location closest to you. Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com. Yeah, welcome to Drinkin' Bros. Monday morning recap, everybody. Brought to you by MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles that first deposits all the way up to $1,000. I did have some money on the NBA All-Star Weekend, and that was a mistake.
There were 5 total free throws shot in that game.
It was 168 three-pointers attempted.
Not aggressive enough, you're saying, Dan. They didn't go to the rim.
Yeah, they
take it to the hole.
Yeah, they didn't take it to the hole. There were 3 fouls total in the game.
Okay. 3 fouls total in the game. Did you watch it? Did you watch any of this fucking shit?
Yeah, I was at dinner eating steak and shit, and it was on in the background.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is fucking dumb, dude.
Yeah.
All I'm hearing is they let the boys play.
Well, a lot of fadeaway three-pointers, which is not really...
Yeah, Steph would catch it and just fire from the logo.
Yeah.
No, Dame Lillard hits 3 from half court.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, the literal half court line.
Has Caitlin Clark ruined the game?
Hey, could she save the game? Maybe. I watched, so we'll start with Saturday nights. It was one of those, well, fuck. Let's go with Friday night with the rookies and the celebrities. What we're calling celebrities these days is also a fucking sham.
It's like, oh, he's a basketball so this basketball YouTuber guy got into an argument with some WNBA player.
Right.
About passing the ball, and he's like, I had more assists than you had in your whole career. I don't know who any of these people are.
Nope.
None.
No idea.
You tagged me on that post on Twitter, and you asked Ross, and I go, I do an entertainment show. I don't know who any of these fucking people are.
Yeah.
And
what happened to
Kevin Hart?
Like Drake.
Yeah.
Drake.
Kevin Hart.
I'm the youngest
Justin
man
Bieber.
here, and I have no idea who these people are.
None. And I know people were bitching about it on the People's Choice Awards last night as well, of like Billie Eilish got hot mics saying, who the fuck are all these TikTokers and why are they in the room with like real A-list celebrities like Jennifer Aniston? That's exactly the way I felt about the NBA All-Star Game this entire weekend. Your big courtside draw was fucking Guy Fieri and his son. I love Guy Fieri. I'm not a big fan of the son, obviously, that he's pushing, but when that's
what do you mean?
dude...
He's pushing his son?
Yes, they got a show together.
Hunter's on all his shows now. And
correct.
I would party with Hunter. I would get fucked up with Hunter, but like when he is on Triple D in particular, he'll just eat something and be like, oh yeah, the flavor's like huge.
We're not here for
we're
not here for nepotism, all right?
We're not. But that's where we've come to. And then you get to Saturday. We'll start with the first event, was the skills competition. Everybody is so fucking lazy and wants to look cool. You don't look cool losing, being a fucking loser.
Yeah, I missed that. I was watching the fight, so.
Oh, were you? Yeah. We'll get to that later on.
That was the only part of the weekend I caught.
Yeah, exactly.
Steph versus that chick.
Well, and so here's what happened in the skills competition. Everybody was so fucking lazy. The one team that decided to try won pretty handily. There was a guy at one point, because you had to shoot a half-court shot at the end to win, who chucked it behind his head like a baby, like a kid on one of my basketball teams does. And it was nowhere near the hoop. You could see Adam Silver roll his fucking eyes on the sideline. It was just like, what are we doing?
I remember going to basketball camps and winning all the skill challenges for the Pepsi challenge specifically.
You were bounce passing it into the bucket.
No. So it was layup was 1 point, free throw was 2 points, three-pointer was 3 points, and everyone's just firing threes the entire time. I just stood under the basket, layup, 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 layup.
Did you win MVP? Because Karl Anthony Towns did that, and he didn't win MVP.
I won the challenge, and I won that prize and a trophy, but I never won MVP in the
Dribble
camp.
and shoot skills competition, first place when I was 8 years old because I fucking cared.
Yeah.
I did the same thing.
I just did the Mikan drill, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
And it's just layup, layup,
layup, layup, layup. Housed everybody, and I wanted to win.
Here's what Adam Silver said Saturday night before the game. Okay, I think we're going to see a good game. And he went on to articulate more what he expected out of that. And then after the game,
He's not a real person, by the way.
he's a robot, yeah.
For sure.
Or
AI.
lizard,
Yeah, he's AI.
something, yeah. And then after the game on Sunday night, last night, he said, and to the Eastern Conference All-Stars, you scored the most points. Well, congratulations.
Yep. Congratulations. It was
Dude, no one cares. Shut it down.
they scored over
Just end it.
400 points total. Just end it.
Those dudes they just want to be at the strip club.
Yeah,
That's
but
it.
like
they want to be at the fucking party.
this is different. Like
How the strip clubs in
the
India.
NFL All-Pro game
Gross.
has gone away because of this too. It isn't that nobody cares. If they came out and played, people would care. But it's not worth the risk for anybody on the court to come
Injury-wise.
play in this stupid game that means nothing.
Check it out.
It's one thing to go play in the Olympics and play for your country and win gold medals and shit. That's cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
But playing some fucking exhibition game where you're supposed to go all out and tear your fucking ACL and be out 2.5 years? No, dude.
Maybe
It ain't
it's,
happening.
I agree.
This old man yells at cloud, but man, sports are getting worse.
They are.
They just are.
They are. And, again, case in point, Saturday night, the rest of Saturday night, you get to the three-point competition. Karl Anthony Towns stepped over the line 4 times, made the finals, and everybody was like, hey, dude, are we not calling that? Like, he stepped over the three-point line.
Literally not shooting threes. Yeah.
There's a referee right next to him
He's
there.
allowed to. His parents died.
What if he? Well,
Oh,
yeah, but
more than that. It was six family members.
yeah, his grandma died too.
The harvest came for the Towns clan.
Sure did.
The bill comes due. You got to wonder what that family's been up to.
Yeah. If someone can be anti-COVID, I'll give Karl Anthony Towns a pass.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. But as far as those guys go in the three-point competition, the highest score was 26. Dame Lillard ends up winning on the last shot, and that was fun. Three-point is the three-point contest. I don't mind that. One of the announcers was saying that should be the marquee event.
Yeah.
Maybe it should be.
It's one of the things that holds up.
But the only thing that I liked the entire weekend was Steph Curry against the chick
Sabrina.
from the WNBA. Not only do you actually see people trying, did you watch their warm-up by any chance against each other?
No.
It got real fucking aggressive. And both of them were shooting at the same time. Both of them didn't miss for 18 consecutive shots in warm-ups. So you knew going into that it was going to be fucking awesome. Then she comes out and drops 26
And I think-
from the NBA line where the dudes are and tied Dame Lillard.
And made her first 6 or 7 in a row in the actual
11 out of the
competition.
first 12.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this might be a fucking thing.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
And
I was
then-
like, she might win. Like about halfway through her and about halfway through Steph's, I was like, I don't fucking know. But I forgot that they have one of the racks is all money balls or whatever.
Yeah.
So Steph's was at the end in the opposite corner, and
I think Steph is just sexually frustrated.
Maybe, but whatever is going on in his life, it was cool to see him turn it on at the end and be like, oh shit,
Yeah.
I can't lose to a girl. And then he just started lighting her up, and then he set the record. Like nobody was even close in the three-point competition.
He's always been an assassin like that, though. I don't think he was. It's probably good for him to get challenged from time to time as an
is.
individual,
and especially
like that.
by a woman, because
Yeah.
look, you lose that,
Well, shooting,
you never hear the end. of it.
I don't know. Shooting's the great equalizer. The ball's a different shape, or not different shape. It's a different size, I guess. It's a little bit smaller for the women.
Women are better at fundamentals.
Yeah.
But she did shoot from the NBA 3-point line, so which is a little bit different. But it's only 2 feet. I think it's 19 to 21, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's maybe that plays some role in it, but yeah,
you're a good
that's
shooter, you can
that's
hit
that's the
NBA
great
threes.
equalizer. I mean, Sabrina and fucking Caitlin, they shoot from fucking 25, 30 feet, just like Steph and Dame
Right.
do, right? So they don't give a fuck about
Well, wait
that.
till she gets there next year. Then that'll be fun. Afterwards was the slam dunk competition, which was horrific.
Uninspired.
Yes.
You
Come
can't
on.
jump over a 5'3" guy and be impressive.
The dunk contest was good from the 80s, the early 80s, all the way through the fucking 2010, the
I
early
remember,
2010s.
Zach
college,
Levine.
Dwight Howard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
contest.
30 years that was good, and now all of a sudden with the most athletic people of all time, better athletes than we've had in the past. Dominique Wilkins was a standout. Jordan was a standout. Dudes weren't that athletic back then.
Right.
Now we have so many more of those guys and less on. It's like people who's gotten hurt in the dunk contest other than feelings.
Yeah, it's pride.
Aaron,
is all-
your pride gets
Aaron
hurt.
Gordon's had his fucking feels hurt a couple times because he's had a couple robbed from him.
He's
to
been
be
robbed
frank.
multiple times.
twice at least.
Iguodala was robbed one year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Iguodala was when he was with the Sixers then, right?
Yeah.
Zach Levine had a really fucking good
well,
one.
Levine won one too, though,
He
didn't he?
did.
Where he went behind and then behind his back and then reverse He
Over
won that one. over the Kia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was Blake Griffin.
Oh no,
was
not
Blake
the Kia.
Griffin
What
was-
did he jumped over?
I think it was
someone.
the Philadelphia
Oh, no, it was the
mascot.
mascot. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. But that's one that should, like, the 3-point contest will always hold up because it's the great equalizer. Anybody from the league now probably, well, 80% of the league could technically compete in that because everybody shoots fucking threes now.
Yeah.
The dunk contest, there's just more athletes now than ever, too.
You
would expect that to keep up with 3-point. I don't understand why
You
it
also
sucks.
can't kind of top what's already been done. I remember, dunking from the free throw line used to be cool.
You don't have to top what's been done. If somebody came out in next year's dunk contest and just did the 3 that Vince Carter did that year, and with the fucking elbow hang, they would win.
It's all
100%.
about how aggressive you are. That makes the dunk look pretty.
It does. But let me ask you this, because one thing I kept thinking about was, speaking of you saying uninspired, is are they just athletically out of shit to do now that's new? Because I only saw one relatively new dunk that I've never seen before.
I don't know. Maybe it's like we're in the analytics era of professional sports where nobody's thinking about creativity anymore. They're just trying to fucking check, like, if I do this. Stockton and Malone did it, and both are Hall of Famers.
It also
You know
doesn't
what I
look
mean?
impressive if you're too tall. So everybody that should be in the dunk contest should be under 6 feet.
I think they should put only Jokic.
Or white people, like Mac McClung.
Jokic.
But he's a G League player who won 2 years in a row now.
No, I want to see Wemby dunk from the 3-point line. That's what I want to see. I want freak humans, like freak people, just like.
I think they should change it up. They should change the dunk con. If they're going to do it like this, change it, and there's a defender. And you got to dunk on a guy.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Some G League.
Nobody's ever
schlub.
making a dunk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you would.
Or you would, but it's going to look kind of
Like
gonna be hard.
So you just set the rules up. The guy has to stay in the restricted area. He can't come out and fucking defend you and shit. You get a running start, and he just has to try to fucking.
I remember
block
when
you.
Blake dunked over that Kia. People weren't even excited about that. They're like, he jumped over the hood. That's not that impressive.
Right. They wanted the main body of it.
Yeah.
It's just not as cool anymore.
People are just always going to bitch. It doesn't matter.
Maybe. Or if you do something you've never seen before, then they won't, I guess.
Yeah, what if somebody dunked and then fucking blew their brains out?
That'd be awesome.
That's how you win.
It
Boom,
is.
and they just pick up a fucking
And lose at the
Mossberg.
same time, yeah.
Speaking of blowing brains out here, that new court that they decided to use with the green all over it made every single person look like a Chernobyl victim.
Yeah, they were almost as bad as the in-season tournament courts. That was like, what the fuck?
Never again.
Why?
Never again.
Why
Never again.
did
I don't
you
know.
do
Just
that?
play.
Everybody their faces were green. Their
People have been
arms were
bitching
green.
about this for years on TV. Like the Oregon Ducks basketball court fucking sucks. It makes everybody look weird. It's stupid. And they just like, oh, you know what? Let's take that stupid and do it 8 fucking times.
Yeah.
It's awful.
They should only play basketball games on aircraft carriers,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you got to adjust for wind.
like
though.
some of the college basketball games.
Right.
Early on.
Well, didn't somebody?
No, they still do it every year.
Didn't somebody in
every year
hot?
they do it. That's the
didn't-
opening game.
Didn't somebody in Hot Shots Part 2 fall off the fucking edge of the carrier?
Yeah.
trying to dunk or some shit.
It was.
I think were they making fun of that movie Blue Chips or some shit? I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, but they still do that game, the opener. It's usually like Michigan State, North Carolina every single year on a Friday night.
It's like down in the Bahamas or something.
But I think the overall, the bigger issue with the NBA All-Star Weekend is the NBA itself sucks. Like, I just don't have any interest in the NBA. All of these guys are lazy. I don't really root for anybody. And
they're juicing the balls, I guess comparative to baseball, right? Like where guys are putting up 60 or 70 points every night.
Yeah.
It's cool when somebody does it occasionally, but like if everyone's going to score 60 points, it's not that impressive.
how are they doing it, though, is the question.
They're being selfish.
And that's all it is?
Yeah, getting
Shooting
shots
a
up.
lot more threes too, obviously.
Yeah.
There's like, this is my night. This is the night Tyrese Maxey scores 50.
That's what it kind of feels like.
Yeah.
And I wonder if there's that discussion in the locker room.
The regular season's worthless.
I mean,
is
totally
the
worthless.
fact that they had to create an in-season tournament to keep it exciting is a problem.
They're just trying things.
They're trying
Yeah,
things.
we'll see.
None
Maybe
of
they'll
it's-
figure it out. Who knows?
Nothing's working. However, because football is over now, I switched over to college basketball.
You know what does work is rivalries. That's what works. So the reason they started this in-season tournament is because soccer does it globally, right? There's UEFA, there's fucking the Champions League. There's all this other shit that happens depending on what year it is. Even the World Cup that happens in season. These are all in-season tournaments. And they're effective. You get to see teams that wouldn't necessarily play each other play. That's the effective part. It's not that there's extra games with more on the line. It's
Teams
that
did try harder.
I
in the
get to see.
in-season tournament.
I get to see fucking
Yeah.
somebody from the Bundesliga play in an English Premier League team and see who the best really is. Right. That's not the NBA is not doing that. Maybe if they were playing like bringing some of the Chinese national
Have the
teams
Lakers
in or
play
something.
Barcelona.
Yeah, or something like that. Maybe that would be more interesting, but this is that ain't it.
It's not.
It's the rivalries in the EPL, the English Premier League. The worst game that exists in that league will happen, and no matter whose stadium it is, there's 100,000 fucking people there, right? And everybody from those two places are watching on TV because they fucking hate each other. All this buddy bullshit that the NBA guys have been doing over the last 25 years now, or I guess more like 20 years, right? Kind of started
Since
with
the
LeBron,
Banana
to be
Boat
honest.
crew.
Yeah. It's like, man, that ain't it, dude. Like, you need to hate each other. That's what we tuned in for. Celtics Lakers wasn't exciting just because of how good the players were, is because they were getting into fucking fistfights and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Same thing with Jordan versus the Pistons, and then into the 90s, they hated the fucking the Jazz as well. I mean, that's what makes it fucking exciting.
I think this generation of players just see it as a job.
Anthony Rendon said that.
We'll get to that too.
What the fuck,
We'll get
man?
to that right after this. But I switched over to college basketball because football is done and I need something to watch and something to gamble on. College is still fun. That it was Ohio State Purdue that was on right before the golf because I was tuning in to watch you choke away those victories.
I didn't choke. We just got Hideki'd.
Yeah, you got Hideki'd on that, but that Ohio State game pushed the tournament. Seeing the kids care, rush the floor, all that other shit. Forget that it was Ohio State. Any other team, Caitlin Clark setting the record this last week was fun to watch. Everybody came out for that. College is still king to me in all of these sports because they actually fucking care. Whereas everybody seems lazy as shit.
For now.
Yeah, for now.
Because they're going to ruin the sport by
But there's still hate.
realigning everything.
There's still hate in college.
There is.
Yeah.
Right? Like it doesn't matter how bad you are, you want to beat. Even if it's not just like your rival, even if it's just a school that's in your conference that you bristle at, that you dislike, you're happy to beat them, even if your season is fucking trash. There's like meaning in beating them. There's no meaning in taking a random game from the Bucks. There's no meaning or joy in winning a random game against the Indianapolis Colts.
Especially when the average NBA player plays 65 of the 82 available games, right? That's why they set that number there, because that was the average.
To win MVP.
So why not just shorten the season down
I
to
don't know.
65 games?
I don't
That's what
know.
you want to do.
Well,
then it'll be meaningful.
They won't do that.
TV revenue, obviously,
And
right?
history.
They want to expand.
Definitely TV revenue for sure.
They want to expand.
Well, I remember during COVID
Driving
watching
factor.
baseball because we were desperate for sports at that point. When it was a 60-game season like that, you fucking cared about every goddamn game
was
that was
intense.
played.
It was
awesome.
but you can't do that, obviously. So some of it you just got to eat. But I mean, even the playoffs in the NBA, we don't need to see this many games.
No.
That many
Like
teams.
I would say you're better off doing like the first 2 rounds, 5-game series, like the play-in round, then 2 rounds of 5-game series, then 2 7s instead of this bullshit. Like, because think about LeBron, for example, which it makes it even more incredible what he's done over his career. But he's played 4 full additional seasons just from playoff games in his career. So they're talking about like, oh, we got to protect the athletes and shit. No wonder guys are playing fucking 65 games or less in the regular season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't fucking Adam Silver can't bitch when 39-year-old LeBron doesn't want to play a road game and a back-to-back. You can't. When he's got to go play, when he has to go play 26 additional games after the fucking season ends.
Yep.
They all want to get rid of the back-to-backs, which they might as fucking well.
I agree. I agree.
Shrink the league.
Shrink the league.
Make it 12 teams.
But back to your point about athletes not caring, and in particular NBA, reading that fucking comment from Rendon today is nuts
He's
to me,
like
dude.
a special piece
He's
of
a
shit.
piece of
though.
shit, yeah.
Like, he is extremely, especially just like an entitled fuck.
Yeah, so it's Los Angeles third baseman Anthony Rendon, who just signed a mega deal. How much was that deal worth last year?
I think
That
it was
wasn't
2 years
last year.
ago.
It was.
You're right. It was probably 2019,
He won the World
2020.
Series with the Nats.
In
then immediately-
19, he had the
19,
best.
yeah.
He had the best year of his career with the Nats.
Signed for $245 million.
Yeah, he
has only played more than, one time over 58 games since.
Yeah.
And then shows up to spring training camp and just says, it's never been a top priority for me, baseball.
He's averaged about 50 games a season.
Yeah.
In 4 years with the Angels. Now, one of them was COVID, so he played 52 out of 60. Fair enough, right?
Yeah.
But then 58, 47, and 43. And his wins above replacement went from somewhere between 4 and 6 down to 0 to 1.
I mean, literally one of the best players in the league with the Nationals. He was on all those. So they won in 2019. But they were a horse from 15 to 19. They were the best team in the National League East. You had Harper, Scherzer, Strasburg, Rendon, Trey Turner. I mean, this team was fucking insane. And he was a huge part of that. And then, I think part of this might be him kind of like acting like he doesn't care because he hates.
Because he sucks now,
Yeah.
Yep. I was going to say it's one thing to regress when you turn 29, 30. It happens to guys sometimes. It's happened to a lot of guys. But if that happens, you can't come out and say, "Oh, it was never my priority."
I don't even care.
Because then people start thinking it's like, that's why you suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. It should definitely. If you're getting paid $240 million to do something, kind of feels like that should be a priority.
I agree.
$250 million.
We'll switch it over to Soto here, who debuted with the Yankees. Says he's not going to talk a contract until 24. How much is that guy going to get then?
A lot.
He's going to get a lot. He'll get half a bill probably.
He is 25.
He'll be 24 going into this season.
He debuted at 19. People forget he's been in the league for so long, but like he was on that World Series team too. I mean, fuck, dude, like that World Series, that Nationals team was insane. He's probably, I mean, it's either him or Acuna for
No, he is 25. You're right.
It's either him or Acuna for best offensive player in the league.
Yeah, just overall production wise, he can't play defense worth a fuck. But
no,
I don't know what he's gonna do in Yankee Stadium this year. I mean, he may hit fucking 70 home runs, to be honest. If they keep up with the bullshit with the juiced baseballs they've been using the last couple of years, it's 314 feet.
Yeah,
down the line.
I'll say this: I've as of last year when we started going a lot to these baseball games, man, I've enjoyed it a lot more than NBA and shit like that. Right now, the speed up. I don't give a fuck if the ball is juiced. I want to see home runs. I want to see all that shit. So I'm fine with it.
The games, it's weird to say because there's 162, but like the games still matter more or less every day in baseball. They still, and like the players care every day because that you need, not every day is going to be a good day, so you have to try every day to make it a good day.
Yeah, and you're not going for the game, really. You're going for the experience. You get a dollar dog on certain nights. You hit the speed pitch, and you maybe crack 60 miles an hour.
It's the best sport to attend by far, I think. Unless you care about...
It didn't used to be like that. It is right now, in my opinion.
I think if you care about football...
Hockey is easily the best sport to attend.
In person, yeah.
I don't know. I would say this. If you care about the football team, football's probably the most fun, but like I would rather go to a baseball game with two teams I didn't care about than a football team with two football teams I didn't care about.
Okay. It depends on what kind of money I got on it, I guess. But, yeah. Last up here, baseball-wise, is Mike Trout. Everybody's reporting. Obviously, spring training is starting. Says that he is going to stay with the Angels. Doesn't really have a desire to leave there. Hasn't thought about a trade.
He's not a winner.
He's boring.
He's there to make money and put up stats and get to the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Because otherwise, there's no way. Like, fucking loyalty.
That's what he said,
To Anaheim.
You're a Philly guy.
Well,
your loyalty should be to the Philadelphia Phillies.
Please come home.
I mean, they're not really loyal to him, right?
No.
Because they're not.
Well, I mean, they tried. They got Rendon.
Yeah,
they got Rendon. They got
Ohtani.
They've literally tried. Nothing is fucking worked.
I'll never call anybody a loser in baseball because if they're producing and the rest of the team isn't, it's not.
Nah,
them.
dude. If you like, it's been 12 years. If you're choosing to stay there with that franchise after this amount of time,
especially those California
taxes,
taxes,
fuck off.
Yeah, it's on you.
Yeah.
That's on you.
But he is. People forget, like he's boring as fuck.
He is, yeah.
Like his hobby. This is not a joke. If you didn't know this, you're not a baseball fan. You didn't know this. His favorite hobby, like his primary hobby, is weather.
Yeah.
He likes clouds.
He likes going to the Eagles games, but
yeah, that too.
Yeah.
He also can't stay on the field
anymore.
36 games in 21, 119 last year, 82 or 108, 19 in 2022.
Wait, are you trashing weather though? Why?
82 last year.
Weather's a great topic.
He's not even.
Sure.
Like,
if you're 75 years old,
and also he's not even like, dude, I can't wait to see Twisters. I love following
storm chasing. Hell yeah!
That's not what he does though. He's like, that's a cumulus cloud. You could tell the barometric.
I bet it's in his
pressure.
contract. He's not allowed to storm chase.
No, you're definitely not allowed to storm chase.
Some guys can't ride their motorcycles. Mike Trout can't.
Yeah, you can
be
thank
in a
Ron
van.
Gant for that bullshit.
Yeah, and that's why I was surprised to see C.J. Stroud on doing the shit that he's doing the last week. Typically, you're not allowed to do that. He was in the celebrity basketball game. He did a fucking home run derby.
Saw Jamal Hill celebrity basketball game. He tore his Achilles. last year.
Did he really?
Yeah, but apparently he's back for UFC 300.
I mean, Micah Parsons was throwing it the fuck down too.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get to that in a second here. But with Trout, look, I've told this story in the past. I worked with him on that commercial shoot. He does not care about anything except for his routine. Do not break it. And yeah, I think he's just getting stats. And if they build a team around him, great. If they don't, doesn't really matter. He's collected a massive paycheck. He'll go to the Hall of Fame, and he'll be the greatest. He'll be the fucking Charles Barkley of Major League Baseball. Probably the greatest player ever to never win a championship.
I don't know. There's been a lot of baseball players not to win, but
this great?
There haven't been this many that are this great to begin with, really. So we'll see.
Well, there's one.
But he's like he's chiseling away at his fucking stats right now.
He is.
Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
Oh,
he came close in 2001
very close.
or 2002.
Trout's never even made a fucking World Series.
Yeah, you're not going to pass Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds is the GOAT.
Mike Trout has played in 3 playoff games. They were swept by the Kansas City Royals in 2014.
That's it?
Yep.
God,
he's played in 3 playoff games.
In 13 years?
Yeah, and he was 1 for 12.
Really?
Not great.
But the one was a home run.
Yeah.
It was.
Solo shot.
It was. Real quick here before we get to the sponsors, I want to tell all the listeners and everybody on Drinkin' Bros Sports on Facebook, the fantasy football rings, jerseys, belts, all that stuff went out to you guys. So it should be there any day now at this point. Shout out to Trophy Smack, who cut us a great deal over there. D'Anthony and those guys were on the show, a year and a half ago, maybe at this point. Super high quality shit. Thank you. They're not a sponsor at all. They just offered us to do us a solid there by giving us 25% off for the rings and all that stuff. So you will get championship rings. Cutthroat Killer, you will get those jerseys. It was Henry Ruggs this year. So
he's going to make a comeback.
I believe it was DJ Davies.
He's up for parole next year, jerseys.
I think. Yeah, he's get 3 years, good behavior.
Yeah.
And he'll be back. He'll probably be on the Falcons.
Well,
look, he's just been in the gym for 3 years.
Yeah, but he hasn't had probably not a lot of sprints during his yard time unless he's running around in his 5x8 cell.
Yeesh.
Cardio's off.
But that jersey has arrived. All the rings are arrived and everything else.
I think it's going to be like a Cinderella Man situation where he's working the docks for a couple of years, gets even stronger than he realized he could be.
I hope
maybe he'll come back as the tight end.
Part of me hopes he fucking comes back and does all right, you know? Either way, we got some sponsors to put this show on the air. First and foremost, mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. As soon as this show ends, I'm going to post Daytona 500 picks. It got washed out yesterday. It's on here in about an hour and a half. Is it?
No, half hour.
No, I think it was 4 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
Eastern. Oh, you're right. Shit. We're on Central. Fuck me, man. I need to do this live then.
Eric Jones. Put it in now.
Who do you got? We'll do this live
Eric
today.
Jones.
Fuck it. Eric Jones?
My
Why
guy.
Eric Jones?
Just because he's my homie.
You know in real life?
Just he was really nice to us, and he drove us in the pace car when we went to Daytona in 2018.
That's cool. What's God, let me pull this up right now. NASCAR. I only do NASCAR once a year, and it's only for
And he was sponsored by, I believe, DeWalt.
Was he really?
Yeah.
That's a strong one. I like DeWalt. DeWalt, you know? That's a big boy one here. Who's favorite in this shit?
I believe Ryan Blaney, who was also a homie during that trip.
See here. No. Denny Hamlin. So I'm reading this live off of my bookie right now. Denny Hamlin, 9-1. Joey Logano, 9.5-1. Blaney's at third.
I guess how they
11.5
qualified,
to
yeah.
1. Yep. Kyle Busch, 12-1. Brad Keselowski, 12.5-1. Chase Elliott's 13-1. Is Ross Chastain in this bitch?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are we at for him? 25-1. I'm going to throw a little bit on Ross Chastain just because we've got the same name here. I've been on fire on my bookie the last 5 or 6 weeks. Sorry, my bookie. Jimmy Johnson's in this. No shit. He's suiting up again. Good for him.
Yeah, they're having to pay stars to come back and race.
Yes.
Well, I mean, Daytona, there's always a lot of odd people in this one. Like fucking Travis was in it last year.
He was. That was fun.
And
he
so
led a lap.
I don't think Jimmy raced last year, but he was there for the festivities.
Let a fan drive.
Yes.
Yeah, why not?
Contest, like everybody enters.
I just watched that movie with my kid, dude.
the fucking.
The F1.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Well,
about.
I thought you meant Invincible. They had bring
Gran Turismo.
Vince Papale.
It was great.
Gran Turismo was great. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's
I don't
kind of
think
a boring ass game.
You can't Vince Papali on a fucking racetrack, dude.
Well,
Somebody's gonna die.
This kid did.
It was based on like kind of a true story ish.
It is, yeah. And then they showed the real guy afterwards. But
This guy was like really good on a simulator.
Yep.
Do
But
you
it was
think they'll
fun.
do that for planes with pilots eventually?
Hope so.
Like you do enough, like Southwest will get so desperate they're going to hire a guy that's done like 1,000 hours on a simulator.
That's
Isn't it
literally how
so?
they did 9/11.
Isn't
so.
that just The Last Starfighter? You make a video game.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
And
all
somebody
it
that
is.
gets good at it, and then you fucking hire him to.
Dude,
He's a pilot now.
all the 9/11 hijackers practiced on Windows Flight Simulator or whatever,
They did, yeah.
and they crushed it.
thanks
So
thanks a lot, Bill Gates.
Yeah.
No, they didn't land it.
Yeah, they. Well, they landed it where they needed
Not
to.
in Pennsylvania.
No, that's true. Yeah, they missed. They didn't get them all.
What, 3 out of 4 ain't bad?
Exactly.
750.
Look up the Black
5%
Rifle
is
Coffee
okay.
car.
It's a
Is it
C.
Noah Gregson? See who's driving that.
wait,
and I'll
is
read
he-
the rest of the sponsors.
Is he still banned?
No, he's in it. He's at 60-1 right now. He's in it. Either way, a ton of shit to bet on here. UFC 299, UFC 300 is coming up and all that stuff. And then we're getting back into baseball. The odds are already up for World Series winners, NL pennants, AL pennants, all that other fun stuff. Great time to join mybookie.com. Use that promo code Drinkin Bros to double the first deposit all the way up to $1,000. We will be doing a live draft show as well, again, for the NFL first round, and those were a blast to bet on last year, too. Next up is firstform.com/Drinkin Bros. Shit, give me those microfactors, dude. I forgot to take them. God damn. This is it. This is exactly it. This is why this sits next to my fucking desk. I forget to take my vitamins. We all do. Let's face it. Usually you run out of one jar, forget to reorder it, everything else. This simplifies it for you. It puts 6 vitamins in one single plastic pouch, pops out of the little trap door there, and you're good to go. Put it wherever you need a reminder. I'm here every day, therefore I need it next to it. But I'm going to take these live on air here because I'm a gigantic fan. Love all their products over there at firstform.com/Drinkin Bros. Check out the energy drinks. Check out their apparel, and their protein sticks are excellent, including those breakfast sausages over there. And these little guys, you got the CoQ10s, the multivitamins, the fruits and veggies, the probiotics, the EFAs, and the antioxidants here. And that's it. Boom. All down the gullet, all at once here. Go to firstform.com/Drinkin Bros and get free shipping off of orders over $75. Last but not least, hardafseltzer.com. A lot of you sending in picks from the Daytona 500 today. Saw you getting the 12 packs from Total Wine in Florida right there next to the track. We appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting us. We're live in Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, North Carolina, Ohio, and Texas. We will be adding a new state here in the next 60 days. As soon as that contract closes here, just finishing up some red lines. Super amped about that. And potentially 2 more here, depending upon another meeting I have on Thursday. Looking to get into colleges this year. Can't say which ones right now, but they're coming. It'll be very, very soon. And there's some real fun ones in there. One in particular that tickles my fancy. Go to the store locator on hardafseltzer.com, click in your city or zip code, and it'll take you right to the closest store, or we still ship right to your house at hardafseltzer.com. You can just remember we're in HEBs in Texas, grocery stores. We're in 40 of them now. Every single Total Wine's in the Southeast. And all your favorite college campuses have them. University of Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Auburn, Ohio State, and Florida. So enjoy it, kids. I want to talk about UFC. Did you watch the fights?
Yeah. It was at a revelry with a large group of people. Georgia was supposed to come, didn't make it. But we ended up recording our podcast this morning, full casual. It's back.
Okay, great.
We finally uploaded it on time.
Awesome.
Not 3 weeks from now. So that's big for us. That's an improvement for the show.
Download full casual. What did you think of the fight? You called it. I got it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I bet on Volk and lost a couple hundo on Saturday night. You were right. He got fucking destroyed, man.
No, he didn't. Volk was winning the fight. Like he won the first round on
that
all
was a-
3 judges' scorecards. He's winning the second round. He just got caught. And
It was a vicious knockout, though. Exactly
Yeah.
like you predicted.
he got crumpled. Yeah, because Tapori just hits like a fucking truck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's great. And he's 27, Volk's 35, and I was talking to Dan before the show. Guys under 170 pounds, in title fights that are 35 or older are now 1-22.
Great stat. I should have listened to you, man. I lost that one.
Wait, before we move on, going back to NASCAR, Noah's car is fucked.
It is.
And he's going with a backup car. So as much as you might like Black Rifle and Ranger Boats and Winchester, probably put your money on somebody else this week.
Gotcha.
Can you put money on his car to not make it to the end?
I don't know if you can short. I don't know.
Because that would be awesome. I'd be like,
it's
that car's
Daytona.
not gonna finish.
If there's any race where you could do that, Daytona would probably not be one because everybody wrecks at Daytona.
They got top 3s on here. So shit, dude. I mean, maybe we are back for golf, dude. Let's go.
Oh, golf. Somebody DM me saying top 10s and top 20s. Maybe
Top 5s? All right, so for Daytona 500, top 3s are up, top 5s are up, top 10s are up. Shit, dude. I got a fucking bet here.
Top 10s in Daytona could be lucrative.
Fuck yeah.
Like just pick a guy who's back in the
Super
pack a little
random,
bit, but safe, like in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, there's tons of live lines, all that stuff. You can tune into my bookie for that. What did you think of the rest of the card for UFC this weekend?
It was solid. Bye-bye Henry Cejudo. Retirement papers. He said if he lost to Merab, he would retire, which I guess he did. So Merab's going to fight the winner of O'Malley and Cheeto. The Whitaker Costa fight was awesome.
Man, that dude, Robert Whitaker, he's got a cement head. I don't know. I don't remember.
He got saved by the bell a little bit.
He did get saved by the bell, but he got fucking rocked. And this is like 2 out of the last 3 fights. He's gotten rocked, stumbled a little bit, and got back up on his feet and started punching again. I don't know what's going on with his brain, or if it can't continue for sure, right?
Right.
Because you get at some point you get ahead enough, and like Tony Ferguson was like that for years. He would get wailed on, and then come back and win the fight, or at least survive. And then he started getting knocked out like pretty much every time, right?
The chin goes eventually.
Yeah.
But I mean, Whitaker's been.
He's a big ass dude. He's been around. What is he? 36.
I mean, DDP finished him, so.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, he's 33. Yeah, I mean, there's no way he can keep fighting like that. I don't think. He's gonna die.
Yeah. The Ian Gary fight sucked. I was on Jeff Neal, but Ian Gary didn't do much. He's like, I'm this big time star. I'm gonna headline in Ireland, or I might be too big to headline in Ireland. No, you're not, dude. You're not Conor McGregor. Fuck off.
No. And then they announced who the card would be for 300. Are you amped about it? Some people are disappointed.
A lot of people are disappointed because it's a fight they didn't expect. Jamal Hill obviously coming off the Achilles injury. Didn't think he would be back this fast. But I love Alex Pereira. This fight's going to rule. This fight's not going to suck. The reason they went with this fight is because it's going to be a banger. They're just going to throw hands. They're going to throw fucking kicks. It's going to be great.
So, I mean, Gaethje and Max Holloway in that card, too.
The whole card's
There's going to be
awesome.
some fucking
It's
war.
just super deep.
Like, 300 is going to be some wars, man. Like, there's going to be good fucking fights. People are going to get the shit kicked out of them.
Where's it at?
300 Vegas.
Miami, right? Oh, no.
Vegas. Okay.
Miami.
299 is Miami.
Yeah, it's Miami. And that's O'Malley. Like
Cheeto.
that one I'm all in for. Yeah.
That's a great card, too. You have Dustin Poirier as the co-man.
Yep. That should be a fun one to draw everybody
good
out.
Cards coming up. This weekend's cool, too. It's in Mexico. You have Royval versus Brendan Moreno, so that'll be fun. 2 weeks from now, not so much, but there's going to be some duds. They put on too many events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that?
ESPN. They have a contract.
300 is a big one, though.
They get paid.
Like, there's
It is.
even the undercard. You've got Aljamain Sterling's fighting.
It starts with Cody Garbrandt.
Bo Nichols fighting.
Figgy.
Fucking Holly Holm is fighting. I mean, it's like they're pulling out all the stops for 300.
All the names. Could they not get McGregor?
Andrade is fighting Marina Rodriguez. I mean, even there's
But again,
a ton of fights.
I've told you this. They don't want McGregor on the 300 card because 300 is going to sell itself.
Yeah.
And McGregor is going to sell itself. So why would you?
He'll probably be.
You want to
302
split the 2 paydays, right?
Yeah.
You're going to get paid
Yeah.
regardless, and the number wouldn't be that much different if McGregor's on 300 or not.
He'll probably be 302 because they'll go somewhere else in May and come back June to Vegas. And
He could
they
also
want,
never fight.
They want him in Vegas. You would think,
He has
right?
so much money, he doesn't care.
Like we've been to his fights in Vegas before.
Yeah.
New York is New York or whatever the fuck. But when his fights are in Vegas, half the town is Irish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like there's
it's a plus.
5 or 10,000 people in the stands up there at T-Mobile Arena, just waving Irish flags and shit. Like literal Irish people. It's weird. Like
But
how could they even afford to get
This
over
kid
here?
Taporia is going to be a fucking superstar. He's going to be on a Connor level. He has the entire country of Spain behind him now. They're already talking about going to Spain in like 6 months. Maybe they run back the rematch with Volk. in like a Real Madrid stadium. That'd be sick.
That'd be dope.
that'd be dope.
I mean, that's 120,000 people you can fit in that bitch.
And then as far as McGregor is concerned, Brendan Schaub had a conspiracy theory about it. That's I guess he's got 2 fights technically left on his contract there, McGregor, and that Dana White is actually the one that wants to stretch this out.
I mean, technically, GSP has fights on his contract left. He just retired.
Yeah.
Well, he's done, but McGregor keeps talking about coming back, which is the fucking problem. And then the other issue is behind the scenes, again, according to Schaub, is that he wants to box and he wants to fight like Nate Diaz, possibly like Manny Pacquiao again, or Jake Paul.
I wouldn't watch any of those fights.
I would. I'd watch Jake Paul. I would watch McGregor, Jake Paul. And Diaz would be fun just because it's the 2 of them.
That's the only one I would watch.
In a boxing
because
match.
Diaz doesn't care enough to fucking throw the fight. Those other guys are fucking full of shit. I don't believe any of those fights.
Right.
But Diaz is a lunatic. Like,
Yeah.
he would fight me right now just for saying that, and I'm on his side. Yeah. You know what I mean?
He'd be confused.
Yeah. He's like, what the fuck?
Hey, Dan, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
You mean, are we fighting? Fuck you.
That's not a bad Nate Diaz.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was off the cuff there. But either way, Leafs UFC, we got some cool fights to look forward to. I'm with you. I don't know if McGregor ever comes back. I'm just tired of hearing it out of him.
I also don't care.
Other than just money, he's got nothing to gain by fucking fighting again.
But you know who's losing
Nothing.
in this
Fame,
entire
I guess.
situation
Yeah.
is Chandler.
He can
Chandler's waited like 2 years
It's
for this fight.
relevancy,
No.
dude. See, some people they can't live even like remotely outside the spotlight.
That's true.
I
But
agree.
like, he's only got, as far as rep goes, he can only lose.
Yeah,
he can't win.
He'll show up to random fights like that aren't even associated with the UFC. Just like a random,
Just like two,
just to look
like
cool.
bare knuckle boxing.
two
Yeah.
hobos fighting behind a Wendy's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
You
just
see
there.
McGregor there,
And he's just like kind of like shadow boxing in the background.
just fucking cornering one of the homeless guys.
I mean, he shouldn't have any problems, right? He no USADA anymore. He's all
yeah.
juiced.
Yeah,
to the
dude.
gills.
So like, either shut the fuck up or
I don't know
or get in the
though.
ring.
That fucks your cardio up though when you get big like that. I don't care how much fucking other stuff you're taking, unless you're taking what was that shit that Lance Armstrong was on?
Oh, the
EPO?
EPO, yeah.
EPO. Yeah, that's the only thing that would save you from. But even then, you put on that much mass. Ask Mac, he knows. You tack on mass like that,
Yeah.
you lose your cardio, man.
Sure, you sure do.
Got to start harvesting some of that mass.
You sure do. Switching over to college basketball here. Now you guys have the show. I know for a fact you guys were stoked to see Purdue go down. You talk about what pretenders they are.
We just don't
every
care about
single
Purdue.
dime.
Disagree.
I'm with you guys, dude.
Disagree. Actually, I was very upset to see Purdue go down because you need them to get as high as possible off the regular season.
like
win the
Cowboys
Big
losing.
Ten
You want them to be a
tournament.
one?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Okay.
they're probably gonna be a 1 seed regardless.
I also don't hate Purdue.
It's just funny.
It's just Zach Edey is a fucking mongoloid.
Yes, that's what bothers me.
He's
I just
an
don't
ent.
like looking at him on screen.
Yeah, it's upsetting.
It is.
It's like, what's that, George Gerson or whatever the fuck his name
Jorge
is?
Mirasan.
Jorge Mirasan, yeah.
Yeah.
God, it was just like, dude, can you go stand over there, for Christ's sake? Face is fucked up.
But UConn is number one. Any issues there? Could they win it all?
Yes.
Yeah.
We were talking about on the show last week that
They go
UConn
back to
feels
back.
like a back-to-back candidate just based on how, some people call it parity. Some people say that there's just not any good fucking teams this year, which,
No, everyone's good.
no, I think no
Your
one's good.
beloved Houston, they've got a big game tonight against Iowa State here.
This is,
Let's
I
get
hate
into the
Houston.
spread here, 9.5.
Yeah.
I hate
Houston, will they cover? That's a lot. For
Iowa
a 2
State
versus a
is
6.
Overrated. I'll take that. I'll take
Okay.
Houston winning by double digits
Iowa
at home.
State's not overrated. They're perfectly rated.
I mean,
They're
this,
like a top 10 team.
this is a revenge game because Iowa State whipped them at home.
Teams,
month
college
ago or so?
basketball, like if you're on the road though, you usually lose. That's just how it works.
road games are brutal.
How is Houston Stadium? Do those guys show out there?
Yeah, it's the only good sport they have right now. They have a good home court.
Football's always decent. Baseball's decent.
Their
for those
football team
guys.
is not good.
their football team is
Dana
right
Holgerson
now.
has kind of made them super mid.
Who else is on tonight? We got Texas here, minus 8.5 against Kansas State.
I don't love that. I'd stay away from that.
And LSU? LSU's ranked, huh?
Houston's the same old Houston, though.
SEC is good this year.
SEC is tied for the
SEC 's
Big
getting
12
better.
with
Better every
Lenardi
year.
has them getting 9 teams in the tournament.
9 teams
Yeah.
out of the SEC.
Out of
no
14.
shit.
If Houston shoots 30% or more for 3, they win. And if they don't, they lose every single game. It's that.
Rob's a little down right now though because his athletic director just left for Arizona.
Yeah, Missouri lost.
Yeah, but she was a woman though, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
She was
good at her
she was
job.
the GOAT. She is like a fundraising god.
And she went to a program that doesn't have money.
I know. She took a pay cut too.
Really?
Because Arizona lost like $250 million randomly.
She just wanted to live in Arizona?
She's an alum.
Oh, well.
grad school alum.
Yeah.
Grad school alum.
That doesn't
Law
count.
school. It depends
doesn't
where she
count.
went to undergrad. If she went to some dinky like D3 school,
Then you claim that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then you
she's the first female AD in Power 5, right? Ever, I think.
close maybe.
I don't know who else would it be. Maybe
don't know.
Pat at Tennessee. Maybe I'm just thinking of somebody who might have even had that kind of clout.
She could have been the first P5. I don't remember hearing that. You could be right though, but
They would definitely bring it up. If
yeah,
that
she
the
was
case.
really good though. I mean, she got the biggest donation in Missouri history last year, and she extended Drink, hired Dennis Gates, which I mean, she's dope. So she's going to Arizona, which sucks.
Yeah. And
But wait, Arizona. So for basketball, their Pac-12 is still a thing, right?
No,
For
Big-
now, yes.
Yeah.
For this
But
year,
We're Big 12.
What?
Arizona's Big 12.
not this year.
not this year.
But like moving forward.
Yeah.
yeah.
moving forward.
As when the fall starts. But
Yeah.
this year, they finish out in the Pac-12 over there. I did want to bring up that that Clark game. I watched it, actually. I wanted to see her break the record.
Yeah.
That's how fun she's become. And
That team's not very good though.
No, but-
she's like Russell Westbrook that year on the fucking Thunder where he was averaging a triple double. That's what this last 2 seasons are. That team's not
she
very
dropped
good.
49, and they are number 2 in the country. I mean, they've won
Only because of her.
She also physically assaulted an Ohio State fan, so get out of my face with
If you
Caitlin
take her
Clark.
off of that team, they're
She's
not
a
even
thug,
ranked,
dude. She's
they're
a
not. They're
straight criminal.
They're not ranked if she's not on that team.
Yeah, she got pelted.
I'm pretty
by
sure
that.
she's gonna pass Pete Maravich.
for
the
all-time
all-time
points.
Yeah, but you can't
She
count
better
that
not.
because there was no 3-point line back then.
Yeah.
So I saw
Because that's why they didn't want to count the Detroit Mercy guy.
Yeah, who was it? Fucking somebody. It was one of those old school sports analytics people, but they figured if Maravich had the 3-point line, he would have scored 45 points a game.
Pistol
At
Pete.
LSU,
Yeah.
not at fucking like Kent State or something.
Right.
That was the guy. We used to have a VHS tape we would share for our basketball team. It was just highlights of Pistol Pete.
Oh man,
He's the best.
Have you seen those fucking tapes?
Yeah,
dude?
that we literally
Insane.
in 6th grade.
Yep.
They're like, this is how you play basketball,
Yes.
and we would share it between the team.
Yeah. Those fucking old school tapes are insane to watch. What he was able to do, and I'm a gigantic fan of it here. I've got to get these fucking NASCAR bets in. God damn it! I thought it was 4 Central, and I had some
Yeah,
time
you
here.
you can't multitask.
I can't just because
Oh,
I
I'm
got
sorry.
to fucking chat.
I was wrong about that. Maravich averaged 44.2 points a game
That's ridiculous.
with no 3-point line.
Yeah.
What did he do?
He averaged 44.2 a game in
No
LSU.
way.
Yeah.
That's
So I think
insane.
I think that he would have averaged over
In college,
50.
that's insane.
Yeah.
That is insane. That's absolutely.
What did
fucking
Wilt average? I
ridiculous.
guess at Kansas.
Who knows, dude?
Oh
Seriously.
God.
Because there was
Did it
there were
exist?
no. He was the only black dude, and also nobody was 7 feet tall back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just him.
Does it even exist anymore? Becomes the question here. D'Anthony, you were at an NHL game this weekend. The audience found you there on television.
Yep.
Right on the.
Yeah, I got those seats on purpose. They're not the best seats to get because you're kind of right behind the bench.
You can't
But I'm
see.
I'm a Red Wings fan, so I kind of wanted to check out the players.
You
and
should
shit.
talk the coach.
No, they fucking beat the Christ out of Calgary. What am I going to tell them? Like, quit winning so hard.
Be like, yeah, you could have beat him by another goal or two.
What's it like up like as far as Canadian hockey up there?
Well, that arena is small. Calgary doesn't. They don't spend a lot of money on hockey. I guess.
Poverty
So they go nuts?
franchise.
Yeah, it's a. Well, they got the shit kicked out of them in that game, so no, they weren't going nuts then.
Okay.
But the funny thing is, somebody did bring an octopus in. That's kind of a Red Wings thing, right? When somebody gets a hat trick, they throw
throw
an
it on the
octopus
ice.
onto the ice. I don't know. I'm hoping for Custom and Border Patrol's sake, they didn't sneak a fucking octopus over the border. Like, how would that even happen?
Yeah, you just go to a seafood market and.
I
get it there,
guess,
right?
yeah, but I mean, like a full octopus in a fucking landlocked province or state is not normal, right?
How
No.
many fans were wearing a Jerome McGinley jerseys?
A lot of Jerome McGinley, yeah, quite a few.
Because
Actually,
I don't even know if they've had a player since.
there were
Like a
some,
notable. They've had one. They had one of the
Keith
Kachuk kids.
yeah. But there are also a fuckload of Red Wings fans there, and I struggle to
Across the
believe
border, yeah.
there's no way they came from Detroit to Calgary to watch.
What's that drive?
These two shitty
Dude,
franchises
okay, so
play.
think about it though. You got to put your Canadian brain in for a second, right? Apologize, drink maple syrup and shitty beer, blah blah blah, right? So,
Well, all the Red Wings fans that I heard around me, they were all Canadians.
right. So that's the thing.
how,
The
what
Red
fuck?
Wings, that hockey is their NFL, right? So the Red Wings.
It's true.
Everyone growing up, the Red Wings was the dynasty.
People in their 40s, yeah.
Yeah.
So they won 2 in the 90s, 2 in the late 90s with Fedorov, and they won, 3 in the 2000s with Henrik Zetterberg and Datsuk and
Yeah, they were
Lidstrom and
insane.
shit. So, yeah.
Forsberg, they won in 96. They beat
That was
us.
the Avalanche.
96 and 98 or 99, one of those two as well, with Peter Forsberg and
Or not
fucking...
Forsberg.
No, Forsberg was on the Abs.
Yeah, no. The GM for the Lightning. Blanking on it. Never mind.
I don't know. who
He
that
was a left winger. I can't remember what his fucking name is now.
is. Yeah. I'm making NASCAR bets here. Who did you want?
Eric Jones.
Eric Jones.
Yeah.
All right. Eric Jones is at 25 to 1. Here's the thing. There's not a lot to gamble on right now, so I'm just going to go 100 apiece on all these fuckers and see what happens, dude. Have my own little lottery and my own fun tonight because I need something to live for here.
I'm a moron. Stevie Y. Yzerman.
Iserman, yeah.
Iserman
fuck.
there. Yeah, there you go.
But they had like Brendan
They
Shanahan.
played in the
Darren
Stanley Cup
McCarty.
in 94, 95, 96, 97, 97, 98, 01, 02, 07, 08, 08, 09, and they won half of those basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were I mean, as a Blues fan growing up, like that they were the concrete ceiling in the fucking Western Conference. Like you
Yeah.
just didn't beat the fucking Red
I mean,
Wings.
that's how I became a fan. They were the only team that was on national television other than the Rangers. I'm like, fuck the Rangers,
Right.
man. I'm not New York teams. I couldn't do it as a Braves fan. I couldn't allow that.
I fucking
you know?
hated the Red Wings.
I hated
Of course
them
you
too.
did.
I fucking
the Flyers
hated them.
sucked in the 90s and 2000s.
No, we got swept in the Stanley Cup in '96.
Yeah, like as I said. He got fucking hammered. But that was Chris Osgood went off. I think he only gave up like fucking 4 or 5 goals that whole series.
And we
In
were
4
dope in
games.
the '90s and early 2000s. We had fucking
Eric
Lindros.
Yeah,
we
but you
had
didn't win,
Leclerc,
right?
Recchi. No, but they were fun teams.
They were
my-
good.
Champions are bust, bud.
It's not that.
In my
I
opinion,
like just being in the conversation. I like to be relevant.
A top 5 sweater as well.
Yeah, they've got a
Flyers?
great logo,
Yeah.
yeah.
The
I love
Flyers?
Flyers
But
sweaters.
didn't they bring Gritty out? That's a fucking worst.
No,
goddamn-
Gritty's
I love
awesome.
No.
Gritty's
the
just
worst.
the
It doesn't make
better
any sense.
Philly fanatic.
I don't know how you can even say that.
I just want I want an AI a sex tape between the two.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's probably been done.
Gritty's fucking the mouth hole on the Fanatic,
You already thought of it. It's been
or
done.
the trumpet,
it has been
the
done,
trumpet
yeah.
nose, or whatever the fuck it is.
I mean,
It's
that's
already
what
been done.
That's what you have to fuck.
All right, bets are in here. I threw a hundo on Jimmy Johnson here. It's 50
What?
to 1. Why not, dude?
Jimmy Johnson's like old as hell.
Who
ain't gonna-
gives anybody can win this. It always comes
No.
down to the last lap. There'll be 9,000
I
crashes.
should have gotten a picks from my buddy Graham, but
Ross Chastain, 25 to 1. I took that. I took Austin Dillon at 40 to 1. I took Chase Elliott at 13 to 1, and I took David Reagan at 70 to 1 here.
What about that dude that faked
Fun.
a hate
Oh,
crime?
and your boy, Eric Jones.
yeah. What about Brad
Keselowski. I didn't do Brad Keselowski.
What was he?
He's up there. He's got decent odds.
Okay.
He is at 12.5 to 1.
That's the official pick from my NASCAR insider.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, not bad. 12.5 to 1 there.
Your
He's-
NASCAR insider's his drunk friend that's in Daytona right now. By the way,
No, my buddy's dad owns like 10 NASCAR tracks.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Smiths.
yeah.
I would
remember
like
you
to
talking
do
about
it
that
for
guy.
Hard AF Seltzer just once, just to have the car in there and root for it, like the Kentucky Derby.
I don't think booze companies can sponsor cars anymore.
No. Budweiser?
Do
Budweiser
they?
does it all the
They're
time.
Bud-
Do they still have a car?
Yeah.
I thought they got rid of that with like tobacco and booze couldn't sponsor anymore.
Tobacco is out, I believe. Fuck, dude. A Winston car?
So we got tobacco out, but booze is still in.
Let me ask you this. I just had this
Drink.
conversation the other day about this on sports. Would we do a cigarette company? And I said yes. I would do Winston's. I want to do something old school and shitty again.
Yeah, I mean, is that brand for sale? Can we just buy Winston?
Actually, Busch Light is Ross Chastain's car.
Oh, there we go.
baby!
Well, then put all your money on the booze guy then.
Yeah, I'm in.
Drinking milk in the winner's circle? I don't think so, dude.
No, dude. I want to
Shotgun
see
and beers.
Winston's.
Busch.
But
Yeah.
I would. So if you're out
Can
there,
we start our own, like, I know vapes are big now, but let's get back to old school. What if we started a cigarette company?
I agree.
Yeah,
dude.
but like, you got to roll them up. We're not doing filters or for fucking women.
And obviously, it's a plant-based vape alternative.
Wait,
Yeah, it's all about Brandon.
Yeah.
But if Winston, so I told Ari, I go, hey, dude, if you can get Winston on board, I'm down. Cigarettes.
For us to advertise cigarettes? Oh yeah, I would fucking do that.
About like
so
a,
I mean, so
fun.
one of my buddies is like the global marketing director for one of the big cigar companies, but they just don't do marketing. You don't need to. People, there's only
You do, though, for cigarettes now.
For cigarettes, yeah, but for cigars, it's so niche.
It is,
People
yeah.
that smoke cigars, and you can't advertise to non-cigar smokers to make them smoke cigars.
It is
right?
such a
Point.
leap to make a non-cigar smoker like cigars.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
But cigarettes, 2 drinks, right? Because I was talking about this weekend. How many people do you still know to this day who are like, oh, I smoke when I drink sometimes?
Yeah.
Like, hey, did you quit smoking? Like, yeah,
Now,
well, I smoke when I drink.
what does the cigar store Indian appeal to?
Who does it appeal to?
Yeah.
I think it's just when you see that Tecumseh right out front there and you walk in, you're like, all right, there's a smell to it, an odor.
You know
and
you're getting the
you feel like you're
native
home.
herb.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah.
Correct. But I'm going to reach out to Winston. Do they have an Instagram? Check on your phone. Does Winston have an Instagram? I would love to have Winston cigarettes as our fucking sponsor.
Yeah. And then we can do anti-truth commercials.
Well, they fund it, right?
Doing truth commercials is gay as fuck, dude.
Don't they fund the truth commercial?
They have to, but because of that settlement, yeah.
But they're all paid actors.
I'll never forget when I got that call from Sig. Sig was the first gun sponsor we had on, and we had Kimber later on the show years ago. And they go, hey, man, we really hate to bother you, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, what's up? And they were like, would you ever read a gun ad live on air? And I go, yes. And I go, are you going to give us free guns? And they were like, yes. And I was like, fuck yeah, we will, dude. Look at that thing. Look at that Mossberg. What company made that?
Mossberg, you just said it.
But they physically sent that one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
No
they gave me
shit.
this gun, yeah.
That's fucking awesome. dude.
America.
It is America.
I've not seen a Winston cigarettes.
Instagram?
No.
Are they still around?
I mean, there is a Winston cigarettes official, but it's not actually
There's
official.
definitely still a company, Winston cigarettes.
Has to be, right?
Yeah.
I
When's
specifically
the last time you saw
want
somebody smoke a Winston?
I haven't.
What about like a Lucky Strike?
That's made a comeback.
That's made a comeback.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
now.
Oh, wow. So Winston is an American brand of cigarettes currently owned and manufactured by ITG, which is a subsidiary of Imperial Tobacco in the U.S., and by Japan Tobacco outside the U.S.
So
So
they
it's a
got
joint venture.
bought
Great.
by a Japanese
It's
company?
IP. It's just IP.
Yeah, they're
just
they're
IP.
releasing the IP, but they're still R.J. Reynolds.
Their merch is dope. I just saw a Winston T-shirt in my feed the other
I'm a
day.
camel guy, man. I mean,
Were you really?
yo, yeah.
I didn't
From
know
a
what
young
camel
age,
guys.
yeah, he just got
There are
really
some people
bamboozled by the mascot.
Camel.
like if you run into anybody that smoked Parliaments, they definitely did cocaine because it had that little cutout in the bottom of the filter, and that's the only reason to fucking
This guy.
use it. Yeah.
Yeah. But as far as NASCAR goes, I think the closer they get back to the old school with like fucking smoking,
Domestic violence.
violence,
It's also
fights
gotten
on the track.
It's gotten too safe, right?
has.
There hasn't been a driver that's died since Dale.
And that's what I loved about it. Like, I loved watching it, no lie, because somebody could potentially die.
And Dale was like the 5th driver to die within like that like 2 or 3 year stretch.
yeah, and he died on the last lap, too.
Was 2001 the greatest year in human history for vehicle crashes?
I mean,
Well, just in general.
what type of vehicle are we talking
Yeah.
about?
Like, what was-
9/11?
Yeah, what was the
9/11, dude,
bigger travesty?
Bigger crash?
Like, what affected more? Was it 9/11 or Dale dying?
I think 9/11
Long-term?
is probably not possible without Dale dying.
Yeah,
He's
long
from the
term,
beaches,
Dale's.
So
impact.
Dale was February 18, 2001. Kenny Irwin Jr. July 7. So about 9 months prior to that. Then there were 2 in 94. There was 1 in 91.
Maybe Dale knew. Dale would have stopped 9/11.
Probably.
He would have driven his
He would have
fucking
driven
stock car right into the plane,
fucking
dude.
plane, dude. The nose of that plane.
Like you would have seen the plane coming in, all of a sudden number 3, bam, just fucking T-bones that asshole.
And he won-
Not my America, hell no.
He won Daytona like 99 or something. Like, and it was always the elusive race for him.
Yeah,
By the way,
it was fucking great. And then Dale Jr. won. What was it?
Like,
The year after he died or something crazy
no,
like that?
it was like 10 years or something.
It was close.
both of those ones in 94, Rodney Orr and Neil Bonnet died in practice at Daytona in the same year. So that must have been they were in the same wreck, I guess. I
Those
don't know.
names sound AI generated.
Yeah, there was a guy a
love
couple
it.
of years ago that like survived some wicked crash, and then he walked out of the hospital the next day. I'm like, oh shit, he's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe the car's too safe.
I
This
think
is
they
the way it should be.
They should make them like the remember Demolition Man where you get hit and the car just fills up with foam. Why can't we do that?
What about Death Race?
Wait, what year was it when that tire
Race.
went into the crowd and killed a bunch of people?
Oh, that was dope.
Oh,
that
shit,
was
that
like in
was
the early
fucking
90s,
sweet.
I think.
Oh, that's the movie Rubber.
Yeah, it was good. I miss when Trump took the beast out on the fucking track like that. We need more American shit like that going down here for
Did you get
Daytona.
a pair of his new shoes?
Tried to. They were sold out.
You go to Sneaker Con?
I tried. Did you see what they're going for?
No.
$9,000 on eBay right now. I wanted a pair of those.
It's not
things.
enough. I think
Now
you
he's
gotta
just going to
raise it.
sell an NFT of the shoes.
Yeah, I know. Well, did you see the other ones?
No, I don't want to see any
He
of
has
this.
a whole fucking line of it now,
Yeah,
dude.
he's a
I'm
grifter.
not, I'm
I
not-
love it.
Yeah, I'm not getting involved in that.
The place went bug fuck for Trump. I didn't mind the shoes, actually. Like, that's what that whole
They looked
conference is
okay.
about.
They weren't that bad.
No, but that's what that whole conference is about, is all that ridiculous shit. I don't wear it in real life. But
It's like a
No,
fashion
they're just
show.
up there.
Nobody.
Yeah.
yeah, those Trump Yeezys were gifted to us, and they have a special meaning here on the set that only you can find out if you come inside the studio and visit us. But, you know, I'm trying to get the gold ones. $9,500 was the cheapest I could find on eBay. They don't come out until July. But big fan. Big fan of the fucking Trump drip, dude. Also, Mark Wahlberg shit, dude. He keeps improving his as well.
I had a Wahlburger
Municipal.
this morning.
Did you really?
I had a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich at Wahlburger at the Toronto airport this morning.
How was it? His his clothing line, by the way, is dope, and he's
It was
sponsoring
good. The food was
golfers. Delco, he's sponsoring golfers.
Yeah,
The food was good, but
plays
I don't-
18 every day, right?
If I don't want to hear one more word about him going to bed at 7:30.
No, me neither.
What are you, 6 years old? Shut the fuck
Yeah,
up,
because he's
Mark.
getting up at 1 a.m.
Yeah,
He is.
that's dumb.
Wyndham Clark, by the way, is one of his athletes, and he won. So he was giving shouts out to him.
U.S. Open winner, yeah.
He's got golf shoes for sale, by the way, too. So, look, we don't want to keep you from the Daytona 500 and the opener
No,
and all that
surely
stuff.
don't.
We're not. Look, this is a fucking holiday today. It's
I know.
President's Day. It's the Daytona 500.
So,
it's America.
sorry, guys, we canceled fake news. Go home and watch the Daytona
Oh,
500.
look, we're doing that here in about 10 minutes live on Patreon, and subscribe to Drinkin' Bros Podcast on Patreon. I'm just saying, if you're going split screen with it there, and you got the
Yeah.
Daytona
Dual
500 on,
screen.
you got it on, like, I understand. We'll have it on in one of these fucking squares here just to do it, man. It's the only thing we have left right now.
So many laps.
This
So many
500.
laps. No, there's not 500. It's 500 miles.
Yeah, it's a 1.5-mile track, right?
Yeah.
I
Or
said
two.
that.
I think it's two.
3.
By the way,
15.
I said that to somebody last year at the Daytona 500. I go, man, I don't think I'm going to be able to stay for all 500. And they were like, hey, man,
Did you get in the pit?
It's like 300.
You guys in the
No,
pit?
we got close.
You didn't
We-
have hot passes?
No, we didn't have hot
Yeah,
passes.
dude.
Well, we technically could have, but we got the boot.
We did.
But it wasn't our fault. It was some dude's buddy who came in from out of town that was causing some ruckus.
Not ruckus. He was hitting on a very, very important man's wife, apparently. And,
Can't do that.
And I found out later. Yeah.
I hit on the very important man
He did.
to establish dominance first.
Obviously, you
Then
have to.
Then I take his wife.
Yeah. But enjoy some Winston cigarettes. Winston, hit me up, dude. I would love to be brought to you by Winston cigarettes on Drinkin' Bros Sports. It'd be the fucking best. It would be awesome. Switch on over to Drinkin' Bros Fake News. Here will be live in about 10 minutes over there on Patreon. Subscribe over there. Added a ton of movies. Range 15 is up there, and FDR, Pole Boy, all that other stuff. We'll be adding some more over there. Trying to make it like a real environment. And it's, look, you pay $10, you can watch it all for free, endlessly if you fucking want. Let's face it, you'd be buying that on Amazon anyways. In the meantime, though, go to iTunes, rate this show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify. It's just a 5-star, and you can walk away. For Anthony Hollaway, Delco Dan, Hot Bob, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Monday Morning Recap. Good morning, everyone.